Bismillahirrahmanirrahim and Assalamu alaikum. This is Umaira Saeed and for another lecture for organizational behavior. The topic which I have chosen,
Assalamu
Walaikum Assalam Mariam, how are you?
I am fine. How are you?
I'm good. Okay, the topic which I have chosen to discuss today is little good. And today we are having an assignment lecture, fine. But before discussing the assignment, I am gonna discuss some decision making in organization. Actually, it is in a research paper. When I was searching for the good content, even I was preparing the lecture, so I find this Lunenburg Sam Houston State University's lecture and the research paper on the decision making in organizations so exciting and so knowledge, so I wanted to deliver it to all of you. A research paper studying is very important if you want to complete your degree so progressively, and if you want that your degree must be acknowledged everywhere on every platform, you must develop an habit of reading the research papers. Although this research paper was published in 2011, but I find that it's still implement on every organization. In the previous lectures, we have discussed about that how the organizations develop, what are the key factors, how what are the structures, what are the inner structures, what are the outer structures, and so many other things comprehensively. But today we shall discuss the decision making in organizations and how do a smaller organization have a multinational offices, how do they take the decisions, or the how they stand on their decisions. So abstract is basically the crux of whole discussion. So it is must be in 200 to 250 words. So I find it at like 150 to 180 words. They said that many decisions in organizations are made by groups, teams, or committees. As we have discussed earlier, that in an organization, the organization do not work alone. Like it is, there must not be a centralized system. It is decentralized, and every successful organization, even the institute, not only work individually under the authority of an individual person, they work in a group, teams, or the committees. So the benefit of making the group decision is that more knowledge and expertise is available in solving the problem. Mariam, if you are working in an organization, if one person is supposed to be having a superiority of taking the decision, his decision may be wrong in the long term, maybe after a few hours or maybe after a few months you find that his decision was not suitable, even what was running in your mind was much better. So working collaboratively in a group, teams, in organizations, or in institutes may come up with more knowledge and expertise, and it also help in solving, not only solving the problem, but also the greater number of alternatives are also examined, that if we cope with the other situation, how would we what remedies would we have. So the good organization also having a blueprint of what could happen in future. So the final decision is always much better understood and accepted by all the group members. So there must be also a commitment among all the group members to make the final decision work. If you are working in a marketing group, so and you are leading a team, you will not take the decision about the team. You will consult your team that I am gonna take the decision. I need your suggestions. You can take a pool, you can vote them. If you find that more of the people are going with your suggestions and some are against, some are need to give you a suggestion, so you must appreciate that what is your suggestion. You can even alter your final decision after taking their opinions too. They say that there are several ways in which the organization can counter these dysfunctions and improve group decision making, as we have discussed, that they include brainstorming, nominal group techniques, Delphi techniques, devil's advocacy, and dialectical inquiry. So our today's lecture will be based upon the brainstorming and all these techniques which have been discussed in the abstract by the author. So it is one of the most important research, like March 2010 or the Greenberg in 2011 said that thinking about the difficulties involved in making individual decisions in your own personal life. Thus, you can appreciate how complicated and important the process of decision making can be in organization. Mariam, we are not only discussing about making the decisions in organization. Even though in your personal life or the regular life, we people always feel so complexity or difficulties. It becomes a hard task to take a decision. Once it is decided, we cannot alter our decision because we do not allow others to intervene in our decision process. So making the decision and then stand on that decision and also face the consequences and the music after making this strong decision is very difficult in the later part of life. So in both cases, the essential nature of decision making is identical. So what is the beautiful statement is that the nature of decision is identical. That whatever you are deciding, that must be very natural, accurate, and must be according to the consequences. It was said that Drucker in 2010, Mintzberg in 2008, and Simon 1997 that management theorists agree that decision making is one of the most important, if not the most important, of all the management activities. I hope that you would join some good organization later after completion of this degree. But management theorists also agree that decision making is very important in organization. If few companies are ruling in the if you in the marketing world, what will be behind that? Their luck? No. Their highest decisions? No. By working collaboratively and welcoming every person's opinion in making the stronger decision against or in the favor of or in the interest of company, which is we call the excellent decision making. So look at here, bete. The term group decision making refers to being involved in making decisions. So group discussion is very important in making the decision regarding the interest of company. Group discussion decisions making takes place in different degrees. So group discussion always been done on the different levels. Number one, extreme level. It is called consultative decision making, in which the leader consults with group member before making a decision. As Mariam, we have discussed that consultative decision means that when the higher ups usually take an opinion from the people who are associated with you in the certain decisions or in the certain project. And at the other extreme is democratic decision making, in which the problem is given to the group and the group members are empowered to make the decisions. Now, here is another terminology, democratic. Like all the people are standing on the horizontal level, a problem arrives in the organization, and now problem is in the central table, and every person is giving their opinion that how this decision can be, how we can take a decision in the interest of company. So we have two kinds of decisions, consultative and the democratic. In between the two is consensus decision making. If a boss is consulting your opinion, or if you people are voluntarily looking at the problem and voluntarily giving them the suggestions that this must be good in the interest of company, so this is called a consensus. The company heads can take the consensus that how many people are in the favor, or you can say they will make a pool that how many people are in the favor of the decision, how are going the against, and if the people are going against of their decisions, what are their options? Bete, if some people are against the few people's decision, so we will not negate their opinions. What would we do? We will take their opinions and then find out that either their decisions or their opinion is better, or the people who are going on the one side with the flow, either their decisions are good. So it consensus has been reached when the group can agree on a decision. Each member can say, I believe you understand my point of view, I believe I understand your point of view. So in an organization, in a successful organization, every person, either the subordinates or even the high ups, they understand or respect the other person's opinion. Individual versus group decision making. Now here is a comparative analysis that if one person is making the decision and if a group is making the decision, which one is important. So there is a lot of literature review in this research paper, and even you can check it on the Google Scholars too. Considerable debate has occurred concerning the relative effectiveness of individual versus group decision making. The benefit of group decision making include more knowledge and expertise is available to solving the problem. Group, when you are making the decision by consulting a group, what would you get? More knowledge, the knowledge of every person. If one group having 7 people and all are have 5 to 10 years experience, it means that their expertise and the knowledge in certain field is much more than the people who are stringer or the cubs in this field. Number two, a greater number of alternatives are examined. If few people's or suggestions are not appreciated, but their suggestions or their opinions will also be examined closely. The final decision is better understood and accepted by all the members. If a decision is being taken, then it will be presented in front of all the people, and if they would agree, then the decision will be implemented in future. Next, 4. There is more commitment among all the group members to make the final decision. So there must be commitment that if every person will work individually, they will come up with the homework at the decision table and put on the decision, and that decision will be under the discussion for 2 or 3 days, or even for a week, or even for a month. And before taking the final decision, every person will be consulted. They would sign on the paper that they are agree on the decision. Group discussion making techniques. Better, there are few techniques on the basis of which a group discussion should be taken. Number one is brainstorming. Normally, when I teach the brainstorming, it is in the English speaking class, or writing of an essay or writing of an article. I discuss brainstorming like when there is a bombardment of ideas, and when you collect the ideas randomly, and then later on you line up the ideas. This is called brainstorming. For the few moments you just mute yourself and then think that what can comes in your mind. It will be bombardment like the bomb shelling, and later on, after the collection of idea, you would line up according to the least and the most important. This kind of technique is called brainstorming. There are the few numbers which have been added by the research scholars that brainstorming include: do not evaluate or discuss alternative. That if you are going to take the decision, if you are the head, then do not run after the alternatives. If you have taken the decisions, then impose it, or just let the other people know that these are the decisions, and to avoid the criticism of your own ideas. Encourage. Encourage means freewheeling. Do not consider any idea outlandish. An unusual idea may point the way to a truly creative decision. You cannot snub any other person's idea. Take it as an alternative. Maybe in the future, this idea would be help a lot in progressing your business. Encourage and welcome quantity of ideas. If 10 people are sitting in a meeting, and they are giving the 10 each, like 100 decisions are, or 100 opinions are coming, so you must open with the open ears. You must welcome all the opinions. Never said that I am not that I will take only one decision, I am not welcoming your opinion. So that will be the wrong. Encourage piggybacking. Group members should all try to combine, embellish, or improve an idea. If the decision has been taken, so you can alter or let the other people intervene in making your decisions more strengthened and more appropriate regarding the situation. Now here goes the nominal group technique. Do you have any question till yet, Bete?
No, miss.
Okay. What is the nominal group technique? So do you have any idea regarding nominal group technique?
No, I haven't heard about it.
Okay.
Brainstorming I have heard about, but
Hmm.
nominal group technique I don't know.
You have no idea.
No.
So nominal group technique is a technique that can be used in group decision making, which incorporates some of the feature of brainstorming. It is also called nominal group technique. It is said by the Gitspen in 1986. As in the brainstorming, individuals are brought together to develop a solution to a problem. Unlike brainstorming, the nominal group technique is concerned with both the generation of ideas and the evaluation of these ideas. In the nominal group technique, if the company heads will bring some gray heads and some black heads, they will take their decisions, they will take their opinions, and then later on examine that whose decision is much better. Doesn't mean that the people with the gray heads would have more prudent ideas or the strongest vision, because nowadays the people are coming with the strongest background of the research and experience, like going for internships in the multiple companies. So we cannot negate the ideologies being given by the black heads. Better is to take the both heads' opinion and then examine that which one is much better in the present scenario. So this is called nominal group technique. Silent generation of ideas. Allow 5 to 10 minutes for this phase. The problem should be posted on a flip chart in front of a room. Group members are asked to solve the problem. They are cautioned not to talk or look at the worksheet of other participation. Like here it is that if the 5 to 10 people are sitting, there is a problem, and 5 to 10 people will look at the problem only, and they will decide or make the decision or give their own opinion silently without showing their opinion or consulting any other person. Round robin recording of ideas. The leader includes circulates around the room eliciting one idea from one group member, recording it on the flip chart. This continues round robin fashion until all the ideas exhausted. If 7 groups are sitting and one group member or one leader is documenting their ideas on a flip chart, and then the flip chart will be moved to another group and their leader is documenting the idea. So it means that in from the 7 groups we are collecting the 7 ideas. Discussion of idea. When the idea has been collected, they will be put on the central table and every person will discuss on every other person's opinion. It can be both positive and negative.
Ma'am, these all are the types of the nominal decision making.
Yes, beta, these all are the nominal group techniques. So the technique is only one.
Okay.
Beta, look at this. This is the one technique, silent generation of ideas. See, fine. And now rest of these are the sub ideas.
Okay.
These are the sub techniques. Now the discussion of ideas, preliminary vote on item importance. Now, suppose Kinza has given her idea, myself Umaira has given my idea, Abira has given her idea, and Mariam has given her idea. We have 4 ideas. Now, Mariam will discuss about my idea, either advantages and disadvantages. I will, Mariam, discuss your idea about the advantages and disadvantages. Later on, we will bring on decisions on one table and and then we will make a pool that whose ideas is much important and whose opinion should be appreciated and must be implemented in future. If Mariam, you are not agreeing with the highest decision, so we will make another discussion on it and look on would have a 3D view on it. So after making the decision, we shall move forward. Final vote. Now, Mariam, after when you will be satisfied over every person's decision, and if you are agreeing that this decision or opinion is much better in the interest of company for the long run, so your final vote will be appreciated, and later on this will be recorded that whenever the company will face this situation, we will follow these instructions. Next is the Delphi technique. Better read it once. If you find any problem, you may ask me. So you have 2 minutes to write it down or even read it down. Then we move towards the Delphi technique.
Okay.
So did you understand?
Yes.
Okay. In the previous lecture, we discussed about company structure. So which company's structure, organizational structure would you prefer to study on? So choice is yours. This is the assignment in which you will discuss about the company structure. There are so many multinational companies. You can take any company from the clothing line, from the marketing, from the FMCG, from the simple those who deal with the property matters. So choice is yours. Just think once and tell me that which company's organization structure would you prefer to deal with?
Ma'am, can I go with the hypermarket?
Okay. Why did you choose it?
Yes. It has to be multinational, right?
No. It can be indigenous. Do not go out for the indigenous.
So on this basis, we have to make a assignment.
Yes, you have to prepare an assignment on it. So that is why I'm just asking you a very simple question that why did you choose this company? There were so many other companies too.
Okay, why I choose this one? The reason behind this is because my husband is working in an hypermarket as a manager, marketing manager. So to get the knowledge from him will be easy for me.
So you will get
How the organization is working, how everything decision is taken, everything I can question him and I can get the information from him.
Okay. So there will be some limitations in your assignment. Your assignment must be of 7 to 8 pages. You have to write down about the company's history.
Yes.
Fine. And then the products they are producing. And if they are having the different departments, then you will choose the one department, the functioning of that department, the hierarchy of that department, and why that department either the department superleads the other department, or this is the individual one, like who is the ruling on the side corner. What is the
Okay.
importance of that department in the hyperstore?
Okay.
Did you understand? So that is the
Yes, yes, I
simplest
understood.
thing.
Yes.
Is it okay? So you would have only the
Yes,
1 week
okay.
time. Better you would have only 1 week time for making an assignment and submitted it to HNT. No more than this.
Okay, ma'am.
Because
Okay.
I will give you an assignment next week too. That will also be an assignment because I have to complete the degrees as soon as possible to move towards the next. And almost our complete course outline, 80% course outline has been completed. So now it is the high time to prepare the assignments and checking the assignments, so instead of reading the whole stuff again and again.
Okay, fine, ma'am.
Okay, now jumping towards the Delphi technique. So researchers at the Rand Corporation developed the Delphi technique in 1960. So unlike brainstorming and the nominal group techniques, the Delphi approach relies completely on a nominal group. Like it means that the nominal group depends upon taking the every person decision, and then after this make a collaborative one decision. In this Delphi technique, the participants do not engage in face-to-face discussion. Instead, their input is solicited by email at their various home bases. Like they will give their suggestion. They will not come to the office, sit on the discussion table and discuss face to face, either pointing the other person's wrong or right. They will just email their opinion, either it is accepted or not. Thus, by allowing the polling of large number of experts, client, executive, or constituencies who are removed from the organization by distance, a scheduling problem. For example, the president of a large manufacturing firm wishes to evaluate a new technology for manufacturing a new product. Selected members of the organization, plant managers, executive consumers, and nationally renowned experts could participate in the various phases for the Delphi project. So here they mean that, Mariam, suppose you are starting a new project and you want to introduce a new technique, new like chat GPT techniques in making the assignment. What would you do? That instead of calling every person from each department, you will just call the five members of all departments: the dean, the tutor, one student, you, and one principal. These five people will give their suggestions that either the chat GPT should be allowed in making the assignments or not. Myself being a tutor give my own decisions. You being the principal give your own decision, and later on the suitable one will be accepted. So the Delphi technique has many variations, but generally it works as follows. Number one, the organization identifies a panel of experts both inside and outside organization. So it is not necessary that you must take decision from inside, but you can take it from outside. Each member of panel receives the basic problem. Every member would be appreciated to find out the problem and give the suggestions of it. Each individual expert independently, anonymously writes comments, suggestions, and solutions to the problem. So, like you will welcome every person to give the suggestions. Wait, stop it. To give the suggestions by email instead of sitting on the discussion table.
Yeah. Ma'am, in this technique, the people will not come to the discussion room.
Yes, they will not
Instead,
come on
they will
discussion
give.
room. They will give their
Okay.
suggestions by sitting at home via email, WhatsApp, or other social platforms. They will not be there like in the
Okay.
corona days when the people used to sit at home and take the like arrange the conferences. So that is how they will do the same thing.
Okay. So the idea of one person will not be known to the other person.
Yes, other person. They will not be known to other person. Even they will. Here we are seeing, as Mariam, you said that the people will sit at home and send their decisions. Yes, Bete, it is so. People will not come like in the corona days. People used to arrange the conferences by sitting at home by on the Zoom. Even though we are doing the same thing, that is how they will not they will not come to the office or take their decision will be given by the emails or by using the other social platforms. No problem, Maha. So here's the topic. Even Maha, I have discussed the assignment too. So I am repeating it again for you, bete. The assignment is that the next week which you will submit. Uh, Mariam has told me about her decision, like which company she would choose. Bete, what you're supposed to do is that in the previous lectures we discussed about the organizational structure. So my suggestion was that which organization would you choose to discuss the organizational structure of. Mariam has choose her. So why don't you give me the suggestion that which company would you prefer to discuss on as about their organizational structure. There must be some limitation that the assignment must be of 7 to 8 pages. You must discuss only one unit, like only the one section of the organization. It can be an HR, it can be the marketing or any other thing, and you will discuss it completely about their hierarchy, that why did you choose two. So this is the assignment which you will submit the next Friday, not late than Friday. Okay, good, Maha. So the success of the Delphi technique depends on the expertise, communication skills, and the motivation of the participants, and the amount of time the organization has available to make a decision. So every person's decisions will be appreciated and they will be welcome. So why they would be welcome? Number one, to determine or develop a range of possible program alternatives. So on which program we shall use the Delphi technique. Number one, if we want to develop a range of possible programs. Number two, explore or expose underlying assumptions or information leading to different judgments. If we need to seek out information that may generate a consensus. Next, if we want to correlate informed judgments on a subject, and if we want to educate group members concerning the diverse and interrelated aspects. So moving towards the next technique is the devil's advocacy. It is very much obvious from the word the devil, when there will be some negativity, we use the word devil. So devil advocacy is another technique for improving the quality of group decision. How? Introduces conflict into the decision making process. Suppose Maha and Mariam both are now reached towards the final decision, but suddenly I jumped into the discussion and then give my suggestion that is completely opposite to the decisions given by the Maha and the Mariam. So my entry will be like a devil's advocacy. The suggestion,
these all techniques are equally important, or it is practiced according to the needs?
Every organization practice, and it varies from organization to an organization.
Okay, it's equally important to
yes, equally important. Okay, bete, devil advocacy is bete, as I discussed earlier, that if two people are taking the decision, and if I have to jump into the decision, and that is completely opposite which is being said by the Maha and Mariam, that is called the devil advocacy. Okay, but look at this, bete. The devil advocacy can nullify these and other group phenomena to which group members are subjected. Suppose whatever the Maha or Mariam are saying, and their decisions are more pregnant with the good ideas, and that are much better than the ideas being given by the other person. But being a devil, when I jumped into the discussion, I will nullify their decisions and then supposed to subjected their ideas by presenting my objectifications, by my objected ideas. This is called the devil advocacy. Now, next move towards the dialectical inquiry. So, the dialectical inquiry is also an alternative approach for the devil's advocacy. Mariam, dialectical inquiry is basically the sub side of the devil advocacy. It is the continuity of the devil advocacy. Number one, the process begins with the formation of two or more divergent groups to represent the full range of views on a specific problem. For example, each group is made as internally homogeneous as possible, however, are as different from the one another as possible. Collectively, they cover all positions that might have an impact on the ultimate solution to the problem. So what they're saying, that the process begins when the two different groups are being constructed and they would view the specific problem. Every group will make their homogeneous, like they will make their own decision regarding the side they are looking at the problem, and collectively their decision will be accepted because both of the parties were looking on the either side of the problem.
Ma'am, can you explain the devil once more time? I mean, here in the devil, there are the people sitting, and two of them is making a decision, and third one is coming in between and giving another idea, which is totally opposite to two people who already given the idea. So that third person is in the meeting.
Third person will be the company. Third person is the one who will always nullify the other person idea, because he already would have a better plan about in the interest of company.
But he will be the part of the discussion,
He
or
will
he
be
will
the
be
he will be the part of decision. As I am saying that Maha and Mariam both are making the decisions. I am giving you 5 to 10 minutes that take a decision. You both people come up with the pregnant ideas that, ma'am, this is our decision. I jumped into the conversation and then presented my golden words and worked, and my decision will be worked as a devil advocacy, because I wanted to impose my decision on you, but instead of imposing on you, instead of taking the supremacy on you, I just give you the room so that you may people feel that our opinions will be accepted. But instead of taking your opinion, I am trying to impose my opinion by taking your minor opinions too.
Okay.
Fine. So this is the devil advocacy. Now the author is reaching the conclusion. He says that many decisions in the organizations are made by groups. Fine. They done by the teams or the committees, but the benefit of group decision making include more knowledge and expertise, which is available to solve the problem. And a greater number of alternatives are examined. As we have discussed in the extract, that every person will be given full opportunity to produce, to give the better opinion, but whose opinion will be accepted? The one who will come up with the better ideas, whose knowledge and expertise will be more than the people with the black hats. And there are some common dysfunction of effective group decision making. Many of the people with the less experience and knowledge give more good ideas than the people with the gray heads. So this is the conclusion of the whole discussion. And then the author said that brainstorming, nominal group technique, Delphi, and devil's advocacy and dialectical inquiry both are significantly important. Both we can underscore that both are plays essential role in making the decision. But one important thing is that it varies with the companies to company. As I told you that the clothing line would have a different techniques of taking the decisions. The food and the beverages would have different techniques. The FMCG would have different techniques. Even the companies dealing with the properties, dealing with the construction material, they would have different techniques of making the decisions in the company and adopting the different methodology of appreciating the opinion of their subordinate. So that is how the company works. So this was all from my side today, in which we have discussed the decision making in organization. It is based on a lecture or a research paper which was published in 2011, and I find it much significant and underscores than the other data which was available. Even I find it much better for you to understand the decision making. So if you have any relevant questions, you may ask.
No, ma'am, it is clear.
Yes, Maha? Anything from your side? Okay, Mariam. So let's discuss the organizational structure. So my question is that which section would you prefer to take?
Ma'am, I need time to decide.
Yes, you can take 2 minutes.
Ma'am, there are lots of department in the hypermarket. So if I have to take only one department, you mean to say that?
In which department your husband is working?
He is in a food meat department.
So he's in a meat department. So your preference will be the meat department. You will discuss the hierarchy, the importance of meat department in the food and the beverages. What is the processing unit? How do this department is significant in the store, and how do they freeze? What is the hierarchy? How do they order? What is the procurement? What is the like if some material get wasted, how do they handle? So the section of the importance of the section in that departmental store, or you can say in the super high store, is very important. So you would discuss that.
Okay.
Yes, Maha. Now it's your turn. Okay, you have no question, but take time and tell me that which company would you prefer, so that I may give you any rough idea about making an assignment. Okay, so you are gonna take the marketing. The marketing of which? Some clothing, food, FMCG, like FMCG is fast moving consumer goods. And which product would you choose for the as a marketing tool? So marketing is a very vast, how would you handle the marketing section? Anyhow, this is an assignment. I hope that you would come up with a better input. So this is all from my side, beta. Inshallah, see you the next week with your assignments. I would mark it and then let you know. The lecture has already been sent to the HN team. They would share it with you. And this was your assignment lecture number 1. Inshallah ta'ala, next time I will come up with the assignment number 2. So there will be lot and lot more about making an assignment. So get up your lines and we shall complete the course very soon. Okay, beta, take care
Okay.
and Allah Hafiz.
Allah Hafiz, ma'am.